Good morning to all. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. It is a pleasure to be talking to you guys on this day that is Friday, May 24th. It's 8:54 West Coast time on today. Man, I saw this video and I wanted to jump in with you guys to talk about it. And there's a lot of things that they're really important that I have been saying for many years of the consequences of an open border. There's a lot of things that have consequences. Is not even the consequences that are occurring at this particular juncture and moment, is the consequences that they're going to come after you try to close it or you try to secure your border. Those are the consequences, and they're massive consequences because you have opened the door to evil. This happened in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. It's a video that is going viral. It is smugglers and migrants going one on one, the latter cartel trying to cross them, the border patrol detaining them, and the smugglers and the migrants just throwing sand and throwing objects to the border patrol agents. Look at this, man. Look at this. This is a disaster. Look, this throwing rocks to the look at that. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, the aggression. Border patrol fighting off to get the ladder out of the cartel members, out of the smugglers. They do not want to release the ladder. Everybody covering their faces. Why? Because they know that this is absolutely a complete. This video was I borrowed this video from Karines Moncada. She's a friend of mine, an international journalist from Venezuela, lives in Florida. It's a complete disaster. This is what you have provoked, Joe Biden. This is your open borders. This is your global compact of migration. You have incentivized the cartel to grow and to have the audacity and to have the attitude to not respect your authorities and your border. This is a consequence of your actions, nobody else. This attitude that the cartel has and the smugglers and some of these individuals that they're trying to be smuggled through a port to a part of that a wall, jumping through a ladder that it was physically built by these criminals. This, it is a consequence of your actions. All of this. This is a disaster, really. If you're seeing this video, it resembles what the border crisis it turns to. You know, everything that resolves, everything that revolves around the border crisis, it is this video. Why I'm saying it: trafficking, people dying at the back of a tractor trailer, cartel having the audacity and the authority to be aggressive towards border patrol. Look at this, man. They're fighting them off. They're throwing bottles at them. They're physically being aggressive to them. They're throwing sand. They're throwing every types of obstacle. If they had a gun, believe me, they will shoot at it. They will shoot at them. Look how they're coming. They're coming immediately to be aggressive. If they were one on one to battle them and to fight them without the barrier of the wall, believe me, they will do it. If it wasn't for this little barrier that you have right there, they will, the Border Patrol, man, I will tell you, I don't know if they will be alive, and I will be honest with you. I don't know if they will be alive at this moment. They will be critically hurt. I will tell you that. This is what Joe Biden has done. This is your fault, Alejandro Mayorkas, Joe Biden. This is all you. It is nobody else. This is you. This is you. The attitude that you have created, the attitude of we are going to do it no matter what, we don't care. You're not going to let us interfere in our smuggling profit that has been working for years and years under your administration. This is under your administration. There's no respect whatsoever. Look at this guy throwing sand. Look at this guy throwing bottles and rocks. Look, it's just incredible. This happened in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. And the thing about that I want to say before I go on and before I go on and explain again the video and I explain again the video, Buy me a coffee. It is right there, people. I will extremely appreciate your support at this particular moment. I'm trying to travel, and your help, it is much needed. For me to bring you, go to places that are extremely dangerous, not on the U.S. side, on the Mexican side, and also in Central and South America, we need your support. So buy me a coffee is pinned right there on Facebook and on YouTube. Go back to the topic. This is unbelievable, man. What else do you need? What else? What proof? What else? What other proof do you need? That this is out of control, that this is a complete disgusting insult to the authority of the United States of America. What else do you need? What other proof do you need? To all these congressional people, Alexandria Ocasio, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, Jerry Nadler, all these people, Gavin Newsom, Veronica Escobar from El Paso, all these people that they're for open borders. This is what you have provoked. No respect for the authority, no respect whatsoever for what is happening. There's no respect whatsoever for anything. They're going to smuggle, and they're going to do it whether you like it or not. And this is what the consequence of the collateral damage of the Biden administration to the next administration who is going to come in. And let me just say it like it is. The next administration that is going to come in, if it, and God forbid that is not Joe Biden, whoever it is, Kennedy or Trump, but the next administration who is going to come in is going to have a hard time. And I'm predicting this to you guys. You know, I have always told my predictions to you guys, and the majority, 90 to 95% of them have come true. It is going to be hard. It is going to be extremely hard for the United States of America to have a secure border without a threat every time. Why? Because let me tell you how it is. Why? The cartel, it is not going to get up one day and say, oh, Trump is in office. Oh, hi, Trump. So you're closing the border. Okay, that's it. We cannot profit anymore. No. Okay, I'm going home. Oh my God, I'm going home. It's over. It's not going to be like this. This is a clear demonstration that it's not going to be like this. This is an obvious demonstration that it's not going to be like this. An obvious demonstration that if the next administration that comes in and tries to shut the border, secure the border, and act up immediately to secure the border, the cartel members, the smugglers, they're going to go far and beyond into losing their lives possibly to do their job, to do their smuggling job. They're not going to stop. And this is a consequence of the collateral damage. This is why Joe Biden, you know, needs to be, Alejandro Mayorkas, and particularly Alejandro Mayorkas, needs to be prosecuted for crimes against humanity, for the multiple thousands of people that they have died under his policies. And the collateral damage, look at this, the aggression. There's no respect whatsoever for the authority. There's none. You know, all the Latinos that they're like, oh, you're a sellout to your people. This is this is that. What is a sellout, man? What kind of sellout? Look at this. Is this correct? Is this okay? Is this a peaceful migration with a purpose? Asylees, refugees? This is not, I understand. I'm a migrant myself. I'm a pro-migrant. I believe migration is a human right. But in those human rights, you have processes, you have laws. This is completely against every law and every indication to do a process correctly. This man is being completely aggressive. If they had a gun, if these smugglers had a gun, believe me, they will shoot at them. And you know, for these two Border Patrol agents that they're standing right there, man, I gotta give it to you guys, man. If you ever watch this video, I gotta give it to you guys. Guys stood there, brave, brave enough to completely go one-on-one with these guys, man. It's just, I don't have any words. And the consequence, it is going to be huge. The consequence, it is going to be huge. There's no other way. The next president needs to sit down with the Mexican president and show them this is what's going on in my border, man. Look at this. Do you think this is nice? Do you think this is manageable? Do you think that this can actually end up into being a thing that I can say, it's controlled? The Mexican president is going to be like, man, man, looks bad. So how are we going to do it, man? Because you need to do something on your end also. I'm going to stop the policy. I'm going to get out of the global compact on migration. I'm not going to incentive. I'm not going to violate no human rights. There's going to be asylum. There's going to be refugees, but through the process correctly, not through lists. And every person that comes in through this is going to be detained and stopped. But I need you to do your part. So how, let's sit down. Let's talk, man. This is enough is enough. And this is the thing about what I have been telling you. Repeatedly, I have been on the War Room with Steve Bannon. I have been, in different networks with Epoch Times. I have been with different networks. And every single network I have told them the consequences that they're coming in are going to be huge. Because I know what's going to happen. You don't open the door to evil and then evil let them know, hey, you know what? Handshake, goodbye. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Every time this crisis of a border is getting bad and bad and bad. And there's no other way to describe it. When you see this kind of video and where you're seeing that they're rushing there to get the ladder, immediately look at this guy, he's getting dragged right there. He wanted to leave, got stopped. This guy throwing sand on the bottom to the Border Patrol agent in his face. Of course, he has a covered face. This guy throwing rocks on top of the wall, throwing bottles. Trying to fight off the ladder. Border Patrol fighting off the ladder. Smugglers saying, leave it, leave it, leave it. Trying to get the ladder. Helicopter flying, man. It's just the audacity. There's no shame. There's no I'm afraid of the authority anymore. There's none. If you have a chopper on top and it's flying over to this particular area and still you're going one-on-one to the authority, there's no shame whatsoever, man. There's no fear to the authority. There's no respect. This is what the Democrats have done. I'm sorry, but it is. And also Republicans, that they're rhinos, that they're not doing squat. Both political parties, they have completely taken away the respect of the authority, and the authority is being disrespected, and there's no law. This is Santa Teresa, New Mexico, a place that several colleagues have gone, and they have told me, hey, man, it's hard over there, man. It's hard. It's a desert. It's just bad. On the Mexican side, it's bad. And this is the reality, the cruel reality of what it's going to happen. The most signifying thing that I can tell you guys, it's what is going to happen. What eventually is going to happen. Buy me a copy is right there, people. Pin on the chat. Like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. Greatly appreciated. I'm traveling soon. We need your support more now than ever. So buy me a coffee is right there. It's a complete disaster, man. This is why the live feed is called a disaster. Just tell me another word that is for describing this. Tell me another one. I don't have another word. It's just going one-on-one with the authorities. And it's just, and this is just one scene. It's just one area. Uh There's a comment right here. It says, "Where is the news media and why they're climbing the fence with the board with the when the border is open? Just walk through the port of entry." If they walk through the port of entry, they will be detained because they don't have no paperwork. So if they walk through the port of entry, they need to ask for asylum and then wait a period of 3 to 6 months to the CBP app, and possibly they're not going to be eligible to qualify because their fear is not a credible fear. So if they are being smuggled through a place like this, a random place through the wall, is because these people are not possibly good people. And if they're good people, they're trying to hide from the authorities to not be caught. And they paid the cartel to be smuggled into the United States of America. This is so, hopefully, hope that I explained to you correctly. It's just unbelievable. This is incredible. I'm just watching the video on and on and on, and I do not. I think that the consequences that are going to happen are going to be huge, and for order to close the border, it's going to be really hard. Pam, thank you so much. Bought me a coffee. Pam, uh, replied to this with a okay. Thank you so much, Pam. Buy me a coffee. It's right there. Buy me a coffee, people. It's such a disaster. I don't really understand. Uh, the enormous consequence that is going to happen. It is not good at all. I'm gonna tell you, it's not good at all. It doesn't look good. And the problem is, what is the next administration going to do in order to combat this to be in a way that people will not lose their lives and it will be peaceful? That is not going to be peaceful because you cannot have the cartel as a peaceful, they're not peaceful at all. And you're going to try to fight them off, but it's going to be hard. Extremely hard. It is not going to be easy. It is going to be hard. This was in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. And actually, you can see that. Let us count how many people were there against two border patrol agents. So you have right here, you have two on the top. That's two. You have one right here on the bottom. That's three. That's four on the back, on the bottom, on the other side. 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you have three more coming. That's 10, plus the one that is on the other side that is being detained. That's 10. You got 11, 12 that already ran over there. So that's 12 individuals against 2. 12. Jesus. And that's the ones that I counted. I don't even know if some of them they already crossed and they're already on the other side. I don't know that, but possibly there were more. Such a complete disaster. Really, it is. This administration has the damage that they have done not only to the United States of America, uh, not only to the United States of America, but through the whole continent. It is just irreparable. It's a comment right here, Oscar. Serious question. Go ahead, KG. If the U.S. does ever step up the border protection and enforcements against the cartels, how will the Mexican government respond internally to their own citizens? It happened before, and it was not a good. It was not a good solution. It looked like imperialistically the United States trying to do something to, be a bully. It looked like that for the Mexican people, for us. But in a way, I agreed with it because I know the system in my country, it is corrupt and it is polluted. I know the system in our government, it is corrupt and it is polluted. Just yesterday, I was doing a video, emotional video, about a child 11 years of age that got killed and assassinated by the cartel because he was trying to defend his mother from being kidnapped by the cartel. So we know that we have a really bad, polluted, systematical, uh, government. It is polluted. It is corrupted, and they get this corruption and they get this power because they have a lot of money and they're making a lot of money. So if you, as I have said before, we need to work together. There was a really incompetent comment the other day that was saying, Oscar, it looks like you hate the United States. And before he like, no, 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 no. Don't be pandered. Don't be a snowflake. We're saying the facts, and these are the facts. If we decrease the power to the cartel by lowering the consumer, they will not have that power. But ultimately, the way to decrease it under the Trump administration was one of the best strategies. It was, if you don't fix it, because I know that you can, I know that you can. I know that you can fix it. Because you have the tools, you have the money, you have the support, you have the military to fix it. It is the corruption that is not letting you fix it. So under the Trump administration, they did what? They did a tariff. And they said, whether you fix it or we'll punish you with 5% on avocado, 5% on beer, 5% of the automobile industry. And I said, when I heard that, I was like, man, this is going to get good. This is going to get really good. Why? Because intelligently, that administration hit them where? In their pockets. The international investors. And it was going to cost a lot of jobs to be lost. And those jobs that they're going to be lost was going to be the middle class guy. You don't want to piss off the middle class guy, man. The guy that gets up at 5 o'clock, goes to work, drops off the kids, works 8, 9, 10, 12 hours, then comes back home and is all tired and exhausted, just making a living. You don't want to piss that guy off. So they did it with a purpose. And it was decreasing. Immediately, the Mexican government deployed, I don't know how many thousands of officials through all the borders, into the south borders of Mexico and into the north borders. And it was a full on action. And it was decreasing. It was decreasing little by little, little by little. It was working. The thing about this is that it is actually a great strategy. And as it is a great strategy, it will level down the increase of irregular crossings, because the Mexican government is going to say, you know what, you're hitting me right where it hurts, the pockets. I don't like that. I don't like that. So there needs to be an agreement, a peaceful agreement, whether both of them are getting fixed. The United States needs to stop being the incentive for the cartel to grow. That's the number one thing. Get out of the compact of migration. Stop the funding to these NGOs, prosecute the NGOs that they're in cahoots with the cartel, investigate all these progressive mercenary activists that they are at the borders making money out of human misery. And after that, start acting and see like, hey, secure here, secure here, secure here. You have vulnerable epicenters where they're smuggling. This is one of them. So if you have these vulnerable places where they're smuggling and they're massively doing it, what do? You go to these vulnerable places and you massively, deploy people over there to secure that area. That's what you do. And you start decreasing it little by little on the epicenters where the mass migration that is happening. And then the consequences to the smugglers has to be huge. You set an example to the smugglers and the traffickers. Caught you, 10 years. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. You send a message. You start sending a message. Believe me, it will slow down. This is a complete disaster. Biden hasn't done anything, man. And he's not going to do anything for people that they're trying and praying that this is going to change. It is not. He's part of it. Soros and the United Nations are the one that are running your borders. I have said this multiple times. Soros is the one that is running your borders. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. But this is what the leftist progressives in Congress wanted. They wanted, to the United Nations to have absolute control of your borders. And they're the ones that they have control of your borders. Nobody else. I'm just being honest with you. Nobody else has control of your borders than the United Nations right now. And this is a clear example. Now, the bad thing about this is that what is going to happen now that they're trying to close it, or they're going to try to secure it, or whatever whatever they're going to try to do, whatever, right? The strategy, whatever it's going to be, it's how the cartel is going to react. That's whew. And believe me, they already have a plan. Do you think that these people are not smart? They're you know, highly intelligent. They have high technology. They have the money to buy the best technology as a top technology as a government. They have high artillery. They have a lot of money, a lot of power. So it's not it's not that you're battling just a small group of people that they're just have a couple of $1,000s in their bank account. No, these people have millions, and they know what to do with them, and they're really intelligent. They're professionals at what they do. So you're not going against a guy with a sombrero, some boots, and a revolver. No, you're going against people that they are, and they know how to manage a border, how to do it, how to use their pieces, how to use the pieces of the puzzle, and how to move them around. This is why I'm saying that it's not going to be easy. The collateral damage that the Biden administration it is going to do, and it is doing to the borders of the United States, Mexico, and all countries, it is irreparable. I have said this multiple times. And why I say that it's irreparable, because with these incentives and with these policies, you give the power to who? To these people, the cartel, the smugglers. That's it. It's an incredible video, man. It's just an incredible video. How's everybody doing? Good morning to everybody. Buy me a coffee. It is right there, pin in the chat. We need your support, people. Again, being consistent and, saying this because a lot of these mainstream media guys, and, they're blessed. They have the enormous capacity to travel with a lot of things, and we travel independently and also with our network, but it's hard. It's hard for us to do it. And a lot of people are like, "Hey, man, you bring good news, and everything that you do underground is just groundbreaking." Yeah, but it's all from you guys. So it's there. We need to travel really quick. Hopefully in the next week, next 10 days, something like that. So we are saving up every single penny. YouTube is hiding comments that they aren't derogatory, Oscar. What kind of language are you using? What did you use? What language did you use? Because I have specific language that is not supposed to be used on YouTube. It is flagged. And those languages are the ones that they are continuously flagging my videos, YouTube. So watch out with your languages. Because that is specifically why sometimes it hides the comment because of derogatory language or something like that. So just watch out. One tire Mama Oscar, the cartel is so militant. What's stopping them from invading the United States? We couldn't stop them. Well, it's not that it's not that. It's just a study has been done that they're already working in your 50 states. Is already distributed in the 50 states. Is your own government also that is also not doing anything about it? They are letting them operate inside of the United States. And then the Mexican government also is not doing absolutely nothing about it. So, you're letting them operate. For me, it is not the cartel, specifically talking about the cartel. For me, they're not invading. You're letting them operate. The government of Mexico is letting them operate. If you're letting them operate, who are they going against? Now, if you're not letting them operate and if they're forcing their way in and they're doing pop, 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 now you can call it like that. But if you're letting them operate and you're not stopping them from distributing, you're not stopping them from growing, and you're creating incentives for them to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, what the hell? When is it going to stop? You know, the narcotics and synthetic drugs in the United States, they don't distribute themselves on their own. You don't have an AI robot that distributes a specific amount of quantity, every time, every day, every 3 to 4 days. No, you have people and you have an organization inside of the United States that is doing that. That needs to stop. And they're growing. They're moving from one state to another state to another state, and they're controlling like exactly like they're doing in Mexico, but they're also expanding in the United States. And as they're expanding in the United States, the hard thing about this is that over there they don't do the shootouts and the massive killings and the exacerbated decapitations or like they do in Mexico, but they operate inside of the United States. That is a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Uh, I was reminded this administration on letting the cartels freely operate inside. Uh, God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. I'm playing this video consistently so people can understand the audacity now and the relentless operation that these smugglers are doing at every side of the border. The thing about it is that now you are basically seeing that they're willing to go one-on-one with the authority if they're not letting them smuggle, if they're not letting them work, and if you're not stopping and picking away the ladder. That's crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, right here, they're going one-on-one. Look at this guy throwing like sand in his face, like bam, bam, bam. Then the guy on top, the young kid on the top throwing rocks, like, there you go, bam. Then throw a bottle, whap. It's just unbelievable, man. This is something that is crazy because it is a reality. It's one of the promises that Joe Biden did, but it's a business. They cannot end this because they will not stop the program. So if they end it, they will stop the program. So it's a business. This is what I have said. The Democrats, they're using our Latino people. It is just for they're using us for human misery. They're just basically using us for their political narrative and their votes. That's what they're doing. They're creating these programs to use us and to promise a lot of things that they're never going to come true. Autumn Hill says, do you notice that DACA people still have not received citizenship? They're still forgotten, and they're going to be forgotten. They're not going to help them. Why? Because Biden is a liar, and he wants to keep the program going. He wants to keep the money coming in. It's a liar. He said that he was going to document 11 million undocumented individuals. He lied about that. He's a disaster, complete disaster, really. And this is the problem that the thing that I completely accept. It is that now the American people are waking up and saying, even the libtards, some of the liberals, that they have a little bit of conscience. They will say, you know what? This is a disaster, man. It's a complete disaster. Even Democrats have stepped away from the political party. Like, I'm out. This is not, I don't represent this, man. I don't represent this. Even then, they're leaving. It's common from all the way to Montana. Scar live in Montana. We border with Canada. We got cartel members moving into our neighborhoods, and also they have infiltrated the Indian reservations. It's scary. Wow. Look at all the way to where they went. It's just they're expanding, and they already did a study. I don't remember where they did this study. I will put it in. I will blast it on my social media later on today. But it said 50 states. They're already in the 50 states. Come on, man. I have said this multiple times before. Do you think the Venezuela president is a communist on his own people or just the cartel? It's a communist, man. Communism comes with disaster. Communism comes with poverty. Communism comes with lack of education. Communism comes with lack of growth. Communism comes with violence, insecurity. Communism comes with cartel. He's a communist, disgusting communist. Thank you so much for joining in. Buy me a coffee is right there. Lastly, before I leave, 35 minutes going into this live feed, I wanted to do a live talking about this. So it's crazy how the Biden administration has completely lost control. Lost we already knew that they lost control, but this is when you say, like, Jesus, man, you really are bad at your job. You're really bad at your job. And still the guy wants to debate. Still the guy wants a debate. He's so prepotent, he's so arrogant, stubborn, that he wants a debate. It's just where, how, when you are going to have the time to mumble and talk at the same time. It is not a prompter. You don't have a prompter. You're going to have to look at the other opposition, that is Trump, that the guy just shines when he is on a debate. That is his thing. That is his peanut butter and jelly. That is where he completely, man, he goes at it. And I don't even know how you are going to debate that guy when you cannot even say one word, or you cannot even explain. You forget where you're going. You forget where you're walking. You get lost. You stumble upon stairs going up. You fell out of a bike. I don't even know how many examples I can give you, man. So you're a complete disaster. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all. Stay safe. We will be talking during the weekend, possibly on Sunday. I will be coming back doing a live feed again for you guys. If something is breaking, I will come in and do a program and do a podcast. If not, well, we are going to continue just, to wait and also to travel, to save a lot of money to travel. We got a long way to go, so we need to really give it in there, man. Stay safe. God bless you all. And like we always say, people, God's plan, it is our mission. Stay safe.